Banking and finance has seen one of the biggest areas of investment, and Lagos in Nigeria is the hub of where it's happening. There are two financial technology companies valued at more than $1 billion, and hundreds more are chasing their tail. Didi Akinyelure has our first story.
Nigeria's financial technology scene is buzzing with activity. Africa's largest economy is home to around 200 fintech companies, attracting close to $1 billion in venture capital. Tunde Kehinde is the co-founder of Lydia.
Welcome to Lydia.
His company has raised over $15 million.
We help business owners build high-impact businesses. The whole idea is we use data, we use technology to finance your business. And we've now done about 25,000 loans since we launched. We lend in Nigeria, it's our first country. And we've expanded since then into Poland, into Czech Republic, and we also have team members in Portugal and also in the US.
I think it's really interesting that you've expanded into Europe. How's that going?
So it's gone quite well. I think it shows just the level of innovation coming out of Nigeria, because oftentimes you hear about businesses going from the US and coming into Nigeria. We were able to come from here and go overseas.
Many small businesses in Nigeria struggle to access loans from traditional banks and financial institutions operating in the country due to stringent requirements, one of which is the provision of collateral to back their loans. Many simply do not have this, and this forces them to seek alternative sources.
The fintech boom is underpinning access to credit for a new generation of entrepreneurs. Peter Mba is one of Lydia's clients. He is the CEO of Desam, an agency banking service he set up 3 years ago. Many of the small businesses in this remote part of Lagos are part of Nigeria's underserved community, and Peter aims to bridge that gap.
We are basically a financial aid company that helps the unbanked and the people that don't have ready access to the banks. You know how the banking system is. It cannot cover the bulk of the population of the nation, especially those in the rural stroke, semi-rural areas. So here we help for different types of transactions, both withdrawal transactions for their businesses, transfer transactions to aid them in pushing their business forward.
Experts say that the fintech market opportunity in Nigeria is a huge one, given that more than half of the country's adult population have little or no access to basic banking services. But the influx of venture capital to fintech is not unique to Nigeria.
Nigeria remains a very important and interesting market, but should investors find other market opportunities that are more attractive than what we have here in Nigeria? Yes, there's always that risk. And that's probably why it's important for us to start to cultivate and create that local capital that is still a fringe player in all of this, and we can hopefully crystallize them into something that can be more of a contributing factor to many of the ventures.
While the outlook for fintech is positive, local investors have been slow to tap into the boom.
I think the challenge that they're having is, for a lot of these VCs, they have such deep pockets of capital. So if you're in San Francisco, if you're in London, if you're in New York, and so for them, given the amounts of funding that most of these startups are looking for, it's easier to write that check once they get comfortable with the environment, whereas most traditional VCs here are still up and coming. And two, I think we have to show that you're able to finance a business, it exited, and you can now take that case study and go raise the similar amounts that your comparable in the States or in Europe has. So with more exit, we can have more VCs.
I want to ask about your profitability. Is your business profitable, and where are your revenues at right now?
So we're not yet profitable, but we've done right now over $70 million worth of loans. That figure will approach close to $100 million by year end. And regarding the question on profitability, we focus more on positive unit economics. So are we making money on the average loan we push out? And then it becomes a question of strategy. Are you looking to capture market share, so to become very big very quickly? And then over time, once you have positive unit economics, you can now focus on profitability, or you're unprofitable today. And so for us, our goal is to capture market share. But we have a sound business that on average, on every loan we're pushing out, we make money.
We're seeing these headlines come out so often. There's always some headline about millions of dollars being raised by fintech player. Is this a bubble, and could that bubble burst?
It's a really good question. I'm not sure I'm smart enough to answer that question, but what I will say is, as an entrepreneur, naturally we're optimistic. So some folks might say, look, is this sector overvalued? But as an entrepreneur, we say to an extent, is it undervalued? Because if you think about this, if you really believe in the size of the opportunity, if you really believe SME credit alone in Nigeria is $100 billion, the person that's able to capture that, whatever an investor is paying to buy shares in your business today is going to be a bargain, right? So I say that to say, ultimately, if you execute and the market turns out to be real, I think we'll all agree that, the prices were very fair, probably even a bit cheap. And of course, if you don't, then most likely it was overvalued. So time will tell.
What's certain is that fintech has the potential to unlock significant benefits for Nigeria's economy and society, opening doors for small businesses like Peter's and driving financial inclusion through the provision of products that cater to the needs of the unbanked and underserved segments of the population.